And the great thing about selling seeds is tomato seeds keep for 6 years. So if you do a different variety every year, whatever you make in 1 year, you can pretty much times it by 6. I don't see that getting into the $10,000 mark, but it's so easy, I'll take a few extra thousand on it. Okay, number 6, folks. There we are. Beef cattle. I call them my 2 lawnmowers, and as you can see, they're not doing a very good job. So even being in the city, that I have to cut this, keep it looking halfway presentable. But anyway, there's room for another one, and when there's babies on the ground, that's just something I have to deal with, and time management, and for right now it is what it is till I get retired, and I can really focus more on this in general. But we put a price on it. That's $2,000 a year, which is going to lead us to number 7, as money saved is money earned. So we have to put a dollar amount on what we save. As you can see here, I got a little garden. It's not real big. There's things also kind of spread out here between the beef, which if you averaged it at $6 a pound, I'm gonna call it $5,000 a year, because I'm a beef eater, and we do a lot of beef eating, except for liver yet. Okay guys, number 8, which is pretty much the last one, we're gonna is just income from what we saved. Right now what I make, I kind of invest and put it into other things, and it's draws dividends, and we'll put that at $3,500. So anyway, do all the math, we're up to over 20,000 this year. Next year I can easily see a double. I could even pretty much see a triple, but we're going to say 2.5. Next year goal is going to be 50K. We're always looking for new areas. One of the areas is worms. Last year I got into worms and red wigglers and European night crawlers, just to have castings so I could have free fertilizer and free dirt to start my seeds in. Anyway, them things are growing really fast. Get a lot of interest on them on YouTube, but they'll probably be another money maker on the cuttings. I'm going to tell you a story. I've tried cuttings. I tried for several years, and I'm my own worst enemy. I would take the cuttings, give them 3 or 4 weeks, and then I'm checking every day to see if any of them rooted. Make a long story short, last year I did in a 5-gallon bucket, made a little dome, did about 200 cuttings. I forgot about them, and every one of them rooted. Blew my mind, and learned, hey, you got to keep your hands off of that stuff. Now you can see there's weeds, and there's those are the ones rooted from last year. These are the size that I buy. Last year, what I buy. So anyway, it's a year process to get them up to the size I need. Really a 2-year process. But this year I got I built this little I don't know, maybe 3 by 4 bed, kept my paws off of it, and I mean there's several hundred cuttings in there that have rooted, and some of them have rooted better than others. Some of them have got tons of anyway, there I go again. Make a long story short, last year when I did it, as soon as they rooted, I pulled them up and potted them and put them in the hot sun, and I wound up losing quite a few of them. Matter of fact, the majority of them. But you know, I learned, that's why this year I keep it covered with this burlap. And the last thing, folks, is just getting efficient. For example, taking advantage of free stuff. The beef cows, if I sold them at the stockyards, they wouldn't be worth messing with. In the city limits here, not only do I have to pay for the water, but I have to pay 3 times as much to get rid of that water, even though they're drinking it and getting rid of it themselves. It's definitely makes you have to be creative. Little things, I tied gutters into one of their waters, and it's amazing how much just water you can catch off of a roof. I got a video on that, and it's very basic, but it's just phase one. Number two is like wood chips. There's several tree companies around here just begging for a place to dump wood chips, and if you let them things sit over a winter, or even two is better, but man, you can make your worm bedding, you can make your potting mix and everything, and it winds up with the cuttings, you know, then the only real dollar amount you have in anything is the pot, and them things are going up crazy too. Last year was getting them for 24 cents a piece for a gallon pot, and this year they're 49. You really got to stay on top of the game and keep being creative and coming up with ways to cut costs. That about wraps it up. I hope you subscribe, and I hope you follow, and I'd like to hear some feedback on other people's homesteads and their ways of making money. But you guys have a great day. God bless, and see you next video.